Hello friends, this is Devo, and today I want to talk about the Endgame Facecamp. I've been asked a lot to make small tutorial videos, and this will be the first one of the series. And as Endgame Facecamp happens in basically every game, or at least every second game, and people seem to be kind of mad about it, I want to talk about how to resolve that situation, because it's basically simple, and if you do it correctly, there's basically no way that the killer can stop you from getting that Endgame Facecamp safe. Unless we talk insta-down killers, or know it. That's basically the two situations which make it absolutely impossible to get that rescue, and in which you should absolutely just leave, let the killer have his one kill, and just go. So yeah, let's get started. I drew a very beautiful painting in Paint, in Microsoft Paint. I used a lot of colors too. I call this the EFR, the Endgame Facecamp Rescue. It mostly makes sense in Endgame, because then you don't care about everyone getting injured. And let's look at the situation. This is the person that is being hooked right now. This is our survivor that's in dire need of rescue. This is the killer face camping that person. Now let's assume we do have three other people, like everyone alive, three other people going for the rescue. And it's basically very simple. Number one, you need to make sure that no one is injured. If anyone is injured in that situation, you're kind of done for. You can't really save that. I mean, you can do it with two people, but in general, you don't want everyone to be injured, because otherwise this will be a slugfest and you just lose the game at that point. Number two, make sure to not play against an insta-down killer. If you play against a Billy, a Bubba, a Myers that is probably close to tier 3, an Oni which has his power ready, or something like that, any insta-down killer, this stuff doesn't work. Because there's no body blocking against a Bubba. Bubba just whips out his chainsaw and then you're dead. And that's basically what's going on. So let's assume it's not an insta-down killer. Let's say it's, for example, a Blight, it's a Legion, it's whatever. There's a lot of options what kind of not insta-down killer you could face. Unless, let's say, the support is kind of optional. We don't really need him. It's nice to have him, though. We don't really need him. So you basically all need to get close to the hook. There's two situations that can come up here. Number one, the killer starts to swing around wildly, try to get as many people injured before they even reach the hook. This situation is basically even easier to resolve, because if one person gets injured that way, another person can run to the hook, can unhook, maybe tank a hit there, then the person that just got unhooked, which then has BT, because honestly, red rank players should bring BT most of the times, at least I mean, if you're in a Swift, at least 2, I'd say. So the person with BT did the unhook. The person with BT probably got hit because the situation is chaotic, the killer's running around and all that yada yada. Then the person that got unhooked has to block, and we still have one person that's not injured, which can block again, and then everyone can make it to the exit gate, unless it's super far away. Number two is the killer is a little bit more experienced and doesn't swing around wildly. He wants to go for the grab. Because a grab is an insta-down, it's a nice thing to do as a killer. You probably have experienced it and were oh no, what the hell just happened to me? Yeah, there's probably ways there's ways to work around that too. And this is the situation I drew here. So let's say the killer is face camping, not swinging around wildly. He wants to go for the grab. So the killer actually stands in front of the hook. Now we need one person that body blocks the killer. One person that actually unhooks that person, so the killer can't go around this person to attack the unhooker. He has to attack the person that's body blocking. If the killer somehow manages to go around, you basically need to reset. Because that body block is very important. That first hit can't be on the unhooking person. I mean, technically it can, but the chances to get a grab there are kind of high. So we need the body block going, we need the person here unhooking. The unhooker has to have BT, I said that earlier, it's one of the most mandatory abilities, perks to bring into a match. Now we have one person injured, that's the body blocker. After he tanked his hit, he should run away to the exit gate. If he has some way to heal himself there, that's pretty much ideal and gives you even more ways to deal with the situation. If not, you still have 2 people that can tank a hit. So now the person that got unhooked needs to block for the unhooker. Because BT has a limited amount of time. You kind of need to like count in your head how many seconds that are. That's like 12 seconds. So you need to have like an idea of how long he can actually block the killer. If the killer swings instantly, it's kind of simple. The person that was unhooked runs to the exit gate, the unhooker tanks the last hit, everyone goes out. If the killer doesn't strike, you need to count in your head and start blocking for the unhooked person as soon as the BT runs out. And actually it's just like counting to 12 in your head. It's like no high science or anything. It's pretty damn simple. The thing is, like, if the killer decides to wait for that hit, you still have time to get like behind the person that just got unhooked and tank a hit there. And you probably both will get enough distance. The situation obviously gets even better if there is a 4th person, the support. The support can fake unhooking, so the killer goes for a swing for the support first. So basically doing a short left click, which makes the animation, and the killer might get tricked into actually slapping the support player. Then they can unhook, they still have a body blocker like extra, and you can get the whole thing going again. Basically want to make sure to get the BT value in that situation. Usually I don't recommend to go for the BT value, but this is like the situation where you need to get it, or where you should try to get it. Because it's either the person just like gets the BT value or someone else blocks, but then you got 12 seconds. So basically in this situation, if the killer doesn't have an insta-down, doesn't have know-it, isn't Booba, isn't Billy, isn't whatever else killers have insta-downs, there is no way a killer can get a kill out of a face camp in the endgame. You can basically use this strategy on every face camp. However, it will result in 3 people being injured. So the killer still gets value out of that. If you need to be like you need to think about if that's worth it to you. It might be worth it to you if like that person, for example, has a D-strike or is close to 2nd stage or anything. There's like a couple ways how to deal with that. In the end, it only works if you bring BT. And you will run into a lot of killers that face camp. You will run into a lot of killers that tunnel off the hook. And BT is like the best countermeasure you can bring, possibly. Because it basically makes it that the killer wastes way more time with that tunnel or with that camp. And if the killer wastes time, that's basically good for Team Survivor. However, if you do it mid-game, you also have to take into account that you are like on the hook with 3 people. That means like at least one person, like it's only one person that's doing gens. And that slows down the game a lot. And that's like one of the reasons killers even do the face cam stuff, because like they can slow down the game with that. They need to make sure at least 2 people come for the rescue. That means like only one person can be productive in that time. Chances are, if you're in solo queue, he's probably running around, sitting in the basement, opening a chest. So it's not ideal. It's absolutely not ideal. But this is like one of the easiest ways for survivors to deal with a face camping killer. Yeah, that's basically it. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.